star makes you feel alive. Oh, see, he's built to soar across the galaxy, keeping the vibes. Got a heavy load, oh, delivering dreams to the unknown roads, navigating streams through asteroid fields. He's making way, no room to sway. He's the captain of the vast abyss, delivering hope with every twist. In the endless night, guiding our dreams to the morning light, to the morning light. From distant planets to the edge of time, carries the weight, a mission divine. Through nebulous and stellar debris, sails the void so wild and free. He's the captain, oh yeah, of the vast abyss, delivering hope with every twist. Captain in the endless night, guiding our dreams to the morning light. Charting courses on maps of space, galactic whispers he does embrace. Stars all around, they light his way, keeping the beat till the break of day.
My first flight, pulled that wrong handle, premature rejection, but it's alright, floating in space. Lost my mind in the scramble, no gravity can bring me back tonight. White knuckle ride, but I'm feeling alive. Mistook the lever, took me by surprise. Now I'm spinning, lost in the blackest sky, but I'll keep on floating, gotta survive. Pulled the wrong handle, took a leap too soon, lost in the vacuum, but I'll be alright. Sailing through the stars like a lost balloon. I'm a stranded astronaut, but
Sorry, I didn't realize I would stop playing that. Give me a second and I'll cue it back up. Good morning, afternoon. My apologies. Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. I hope everyone's doing well. My apologies for being absent this week. As you can imagine, with the storms we've had, with the acquisition of our new production facility, and a whole myriad of other things going on in the background that I can't really talk about at the moment. My plate is absolutely freaking full. I am, as scary as the words that are about to leave my mouth are, I'm almost to the point where I'm probably gonna have to leave my day job and just focus entirely on the coins and other stuff. Yeah. just so I can meet deadlines. I've got so much work that I can't even get shit out the door fast enough. Hang on, I gotta let the dog go out. And then, amongst other things, there's a new Spotify channel coming out. Hey, C Daddy, Ultimate Zeus. How are you guys? Attack Cat, Shrimp Pasta, Yawk. Hope you're all doing well this weekend. I'm sitting here patiently waiting for some news from Equinox. Just so much. Like, I'm a little bit overwhelmed at the moment. You guys deserved it. That was a hell of an event. Now the server team needs to figure out why the servers are dying. Hey, a store, how goes it? Hey, a danger hobo, how goes it? Alright, close that. Well, item out. Fire that up there. Is the microphone low? How about now? Is that better? Testing 1, 2, 3. How about that? That better? Nothing's changed. So when someone says they can't hear me, I'm kind of utterly confused. Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't think it would. That volume knob is not supposed to be that drastic of an increase. It's supposed to turn it up slowly. My apologies. Oh, mercy. All right, is that better? Everything nice and level now? Can everyone hear me clear? Other than the 11itis that's ringing around in the background? Okay. My apologies to your eardrums. So yeah, I'll kind of go back over for those that didn't hear. First, I wanted to apologize for being pretty much absent all week, but as you can imagine, with the new acquisition of the new, or with the acquisition of the new production facility, the the stuff I can't talk about yet, but exciting things are happening. As well as everything else, there's a solid possibility I may have to actually resign from my day job and be a full-time coin maker and content creator. Very fucking scary. It's a big step. Especially with the acquisition of a new mortgage. Because there's just not enough time. I can't see a feasible way for me to keep doing what I'm doing with my current employer and sustain the continued growth and meet delivery deadlines. I can't meet delivery deadlines now because I don't have enough freaking time in the day. Like, I feel horrible for every item that doesn't go out on time. Speaking of which, the Patreon boxes, you'll start seeing them trickle out this week. They might be a little bit light. And all the coins that are expected to be in there will be in there. But I will tell you, there is... Here, I'll show you guys this because this will be included in one of the next boxes. Not this next one, but one soon. I've got to get more cards in and make them. Yep, that's one of your shipments. But let me find a picture of it. I'll show you guys this. So... I'm working on getting this design finalized so I can start making it. I'm just going to show it here. This is not the design that'll be going out. Pull up here. That one. But I've been experimenting with some titanium. Let me see. There's one more. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? It's in here somewhere. There it is. So, we're doing some redesign on this card so that we stay, I don't want toast pounding down my front door. So we're going to be making some design changes to this card. This is the titanium card that everyone that was supposed to get one has gotten one before. All those that are expecting one. Basically what I'm saying is everyone that's a member of the master tier, completionist tier, and I think journeyman, I'll have to sit down and look at the numbers, but I think journeyman as well is included in this. Once I get the design finalized, in either the next box or the final box that's coming out, we'll have the final version of the org card that will look similar to this. Not exactly, but similar. I just kind of wanted to show off what I've been doing in the background here, so you guys don't think I'm just, sleeping on the job. I'm waiting on word from Equinox because there's some stuff that's going to be shown from Equinox today, probably on Twitter or X, whatever the hell you want to call it. Where's the right one? It's around here somewhere. I know it is. There it is. Huh. Got to get one of these made today. Funny. Bum. Run that. Perfect. In other news, on the Star Citizen front, we've got Xeno threats in PTU right now, or did they finally push that over to live? I haven't checked on that. No, it's still on PTU. We're still waiting on 323.2 to go to Evo. As soon as that goes to Evo, you guys can expect an update from me on what's going on there and how long I think the process will be before it's in. Yeah, I hadn't checked it today. It is not live. And then, where I put my prediction on how long it'll be in Evo. Yes, Shimp, it was. Hang on. Because I also just had a bunch of stuff delivered in Texas that I'm talking with event coordinators there. But anywho, I'm guessing you guys hear the laser running in the background. In other news too, let me post this here so you guys have it. Sorry, Zeus. For those of you that don't have tinnitus now from, God stepping into the microphone, there's a new Angry PC music channel on YouTube. The channel will be live on Spotify and iTunes very shortly. Cool thing with Patreon, all the Patreon subscribers get to hear this stuff first, so you'll get to see the stuff and hear the stuff before it's released live on Spotify and YouTube Music, iTunes. MP3s will be made available at some point. Music I produced, Zeus. We'll click on the link and listen. I know, a streamer telling people go click on a different link. Yeah, as a matter of fact, here. Let me do this. I will I'll let you hear one of the songs that's on there now. Because I interrupted it a moment ago.
My first flight, pulled that rejection, but it's alright, floating in space. Lost my mind in the scramble, no gravity can bring me back tonight. White knuckle ride, but I'm feeling alive. Mistook the lever, took me by surprise. Now I'm spinning, lost in the blackest sky, but I'll keep on floating, gotta survive. Hold the wrong handle, took a leap too soon. Lost in the vacuum, but I'll be alright. Sailing through the stars like a lost balloon. I'm a stranded astronaut, but I'll shine bright. All stars all around, no sound to be found. May have lost my way, but my heart still pounds. Flashing lights in this cosmic arcade silence. My soul finds its parade. Limitless skies, no end in sight. In this lonely journey, gonna find my light. Stars as my guide, they'll lead the way in the vast unknown. I'll make my stay. Lost all alone, make my stay. Make the stay. On the journey, gotta find my light. Stars as my guide, they'll lead the way in the vast unknown. I'll make my stay. Limitless endless lonely journey, gotta find my light. Stars as my guide, they'll lead the way in the vast unknown. I'll make my stay. I'll make my stay. They'll survive.
You know what helps if I unmute? But yeah, there's more on the way. I actually really enjoy putting these tracks together. And then I know there's probably a lot of you in chat that are waiting for your Banu, so I put one together for all of those that are waiting on the Banu merch. Mainly inspired by Credo after last SitCon when John Kerr came up on the stage and said it was delayed. He had some rather expletives that he uttered, and so yeah, this is another one that it'll be going up on those channels as well. And with persistent hangers and, you know, soon TM being able to have your own jukebox in your hanger, these are some good tracks to add to the jukebox. So here you go. Here's the next one. Some blues for you.
I've been waiting so long in this dark all day, watching stars drift by, dreaming of our way. Engine's got a hump, wings spread wide, cargo bay's empty, I'm ready for the ride. Banu merchant man, come on, take me high through the galaxy to the starry sky. Oh, Banu merchant man, don't keep me waiting long. I've been holding out for the ship for so long. Shiny metal gleaming, future in the chrome. Every night I'm scheming of a space to call home. Trading goods and stories in a cosmic dance. In the Banu's glory, gonna take a chance. Banu merchant man, come on, take the galaxy, to the starry sky. Oh, my new merchantman, don't keep me waiting long. I've been holding out for the ship too long. Shiny metal gleaming, future in the chrome. Every night I'm scheming of a space to call home. Trading goods and stories in a cosmic dance. In the Banu's glory, gonna take a chance. Banu merchantman, come on, take me high through the galaxy to the starry sky. Oh, Banu merchantman, don't keep me waiting long. I've been holding out for the ship too long.
And there you go. That's the Merchantman Blues. But yeah, hey Esme, how's the day at work so far? So Zeus, what variant of the Zeus Mark II did you get? What's the ES for? What's its main job role? It's not the cargo variant, is it? That's the Mercantile Explorer. Give me a genre of music you like. You as well, Strato. Don't forget, we have a giveaway going on right now. Let me pull it up real quick. We will be drawing it at the end of today's stream at around 3:30. Let me just 3:30 Central yet. Right now we have a total of 17. Well, right now the game is resetting itself in its infancy. So everything, like I said, when 3.2.3 dropped, everything you knew about the game no longer exists. All the new systems that are coming into place, everything that's getting redone, all that stuff will have to be repolished back up to the state it was in when 3.2.3 went live. No, that's not actually how you enter. That's Elric. Give me just a second. I'll give you the keyword. Sorry, I'm juggling about 3 things. Exclamation here, just like this. I'll post it in chat that way. There you go. Strato, I would, do whatever, feels right for you, but I would honestly sit patiently and wait. Like we're so close to the cusp of what everything's been building to. Like the state it was in 3.2.2 was kind of how do I explain this? Yes, it's the same one from the other day, Elric. You're already entered. Yeah, like was there a raid that I didn't see? But so everything that the game was at 3.2.2 was kind of, for lack of a better term, a house built upon a straw foundation. It was them making a best effort attempt to keep the live service game in a playable state. Oh yeah, it's no, like, I'm just kind of explaining where I see things. Like, I'm pretty heavily invested in SC. And I don't want to sound like a white knight because like most of you know, I will straight up turn on a game. But I'm not going to base decisions as far as how much I like where the game's going on its current state, because as we see it right now, this is first implementation of like 8 new systems. And then we have no, you didn't get canceled. Now if you kept doing it, you would. But like for example, when 323.2 drops, the entire like that cargo system touches pretty much the new cargo system, cargo missions, everything touches on so many different systems that it's not even funny. The giveaway is on a freelancer miss and the new hover vehicle thing. I'm forgetting what it's called. I'm drawing a blank. I have to go look it up. Yeah, the Pulse. Thank you. As you can imagine, my brain is a little bit scattered with everything that's going on. And it's all good. Like, I'm not complaining in the slightest. I'm just... what's the word I'm looking for? Excited and terrified at the same time. Interesting. Well, I know on the UI, they are working to polish and clutter the UI. The medbed changes were always, we all knew it was going to be getting a major change. And as far as I had known, from the beginning of time, that only tier 3 and or tier 1 and hospital beds would be able to respawn. So it was originally supposed to be like the Carrack would even have respawn capability. It would have been hospitals and the Apollos. But I'm assuming, and this change may not again be permanent. This may just be them playing with some new features. Or getting some feedback on stuff. So there's no telling where it's going. Here. While I don't disagree, there may be things that we're not aware of that are coming down the pipeline that they may just be putting up a stopgap for. Well, and like Death of a Spaceman isn't in yet. Like Death of a Spaceman is going to bring that consequence of constantly respawning a little bit closer to yeah, don't do this unless you absolutely have to. What's my dog doing? Because it is pissing down rain outside. Because you're not always going to want to just respawn. Yep, there'll be an inheritance tax. There will be, Death of a Spaceman is going to be a pretty overreaching, um, kind of get fucked kind of thing when you respawn too much. And based on what I'm seeing, they're probably closer to introducing Death of a Spaceman than we all probably originally expected. No, but that doesn't mean they can't implement features for it now. Like, before they can implement those features, like, we're going to 4.0 at the end of this summer. Yes. End of Q3 is when they're expecting 4.0 to go live. It's already on the cards. But you also, I mean, let's be honest here, the game is not exactly new player friendly in its current state. And when you have these big streamers, they'll typically have between 5 and 15,000 people watching them starting to get interested in the game. They have to soften that initial blow. Oh, yeah, no shit, Zeus. Yeah. You know all those keybinds you were used to? Fuck them. And then just to make it even more interesting, we're going to take all the keys you used to know and throw those to the curb, but we're also going to break the mechanism that lets you bind your own. I was just about to play Waiting on Zeus. I had AI generate something for the Zeus Mark II pretty quick. While we were waiting, but I can wait till you're back. So here's the way Chris Roberts does his games in almost all instances. So you can set it to where it's always off as far as like landing mode. But I'm going to be straightforward as a pilot myself, the master modes make sense. Like you have to think about it from a power management standpoint. Think about the power plant that's in that ship. Is it going to be able to run the quantum engines, the shield generators, the weapons, all the flight control stuff, all the hydraulic stuff for your ailerons when that comes on, all at the same time without overloading? It's highly unlikely. I don't think that's supposed to be the case. It's supposed to be a set your default and it goes. You can actually permanently disable it in the menus, not in keybinds. The flight mode, that is, as well as coupled. But again, this is first iteration of master modes. Like it's just getting implemented. It's not been refined. It's like, here it is. It's not like there's power plants that can do all those things, but they're the size of a house. That's kind of where I look at it from. As you know, someone who actually flies, it makes perfect sense that you're going to have some systems, even in combat, like real world combat ships, not all your systems are armed at the same time. We don't have night vision in 2954. We don't have windshield wipers in 2954. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I see both sides of the argument. Like, I wish when I was in combat, I didn't have to switch between missiles and guns. I could have missiles and guns active at the same time. Well, no, they had to change the way ships fundamentally work and fly for Maelstrom. Hey, Drowsy. Like, all that stuff was going to change and has to change for later implementation into the game. It wasn't just a speed issue. That's not the only reason they changed the flight model. Right, but that's more weight on your vehicle. I mean, let's face it, like ships like the Hammerhead, if you take those into Atmo, even in their current state, or even in the previous state, and you had a real atmospheric flight model, thing's gonna fall like a brick. do this. Okay. Hey, Kigo. Yeah, I mean, I don't agree that it was what we had in 322 or what we have in 323 is similar in any way to previous flight models. Um, but I mean, the flight model, like the switching modes, it's nothing new. I mean, Elite Dangerous has a very similar system. I thought that had been taken care of, Drowsy. I haven't personally haven't experienced an issue with rearm, refuel, and repair. Well, Attack Cat, as far as like weapons recharging, that's a simple one. Just use ballistics. Yeah, you used to not. When you got interdicted previously and you came out, you didn't have shields. Um, but again, I go back to the statement that I made earlier regarding master modes is this is its first implementation. It's going to get further refined. I mean, I've been a part of this project since 2014 and it's changed faces and so many rewrites and redeployments that until they say here we are, this is 1.0, I'm not seeing anything written in gospel that this is the way it's going to stay. And even when it hits 1.0, it still won't be gospel. It's a live service game. It will always be iterated on. It will always be changed and modified and balanced until the game stops being produced and CIG just goes a completely different direction. Yeah, I don't really and truly master modes in its current state. I can tell you with 100% abject certainty that it will not stay this way. Kigo. Oh, I just realized the audio didn't play, but I'm deaf now. The problem is they can't do that, Strato. Because if they put the armor and individual tuning in now, there would be no engine for those tools to rest upon. Like, the thing is like, we don't know what we don't know. So, like, there's a reason they put master modes in before they put armor and individual ship tuning in. Because you also have to think about their sample size versus the sample size of the community. What works well in their internal testing environment, when it hits real world, may not even survive. All right, how many people do we have entered in the giveaway? Just as an update. So we're sitting at 23 people entered in for the Mirai Pulse and Freelancer Miss giveaway. Well, you got to remember too that part of master modes is there will probably be like an interplanetary flight system similar to what it's called in Elite, Super Cruise. They've already stated that will be a thing in the future. I gotta check on this coin. Right, and the thing with Star Citizen is it's deep as an ocean, but there's not a lot to it's as wide as a river. Right. So let me. And they have to find a balance, Strato, between the folks that play 1 to 3 hours a week and the folks that play 10 to 20 hours a week. Like, I may be logged on for that amount of time, but I can guarantee you I'm not actively playing. That's usually me either standing at an ASOP terminal spinning in circles because I'm on the phone helping some doofus remember how to set his password. Or I'm working on other tasks. And, you know, in the very near future, There's probably going to be even less actual game time, unfortunately. I'm going to have to start like setting up a schedule where I can play. I'm allowed to play video games during these times so that I can meet deadlines. And get my ADD in check. Well, so here's the thing. For 7 years, no, 5 years, let's say, Star Citizen has hung onto the PvP community pretty heavily. Like all the iterations, all the changes, all the models, everything that were modified was all for the PvP community. And this move is doing the same thing to the PvP community that was done to mining and other gameplay loops years ago. It's just part of the iterative process. It may come out in, a year or so that they're pulling master modes back out, or they're changing the way master modes function. But I'm not I'm not going to let a change today. So here's the thing. I'll phrase it this way. Let me clear my throat because I'm losing my voice. Anyone that's been in this chat for any period of times knows how much I despise third-person point of view games. Like pretty much from the moment I see a game as third person, to me, I'm chalk it up as unplayable. I don't play a game to be the drone hovering over the protagonist of the game. I play a game to be the protagonist. There are some games, such as Red Dead, that I can tolerate. Satisfactory, I can tolerate. Satisfactory, I can tolerate it because the gameplay itself is fun. Now, I will tell you, if you were to go up and put a poll anywhere in the community that got any kind of visibility and ask anyone that mines, does cargo runs, and give them one vote and one vote only. If a person being able to backstrafe or tricord or doing any kind of flight mechanic that typically wouldn't be feasible in the real world without killing the person flying the said vehicle, if they've dealt with that on a point to where it made the game incredibly annoying bar unplayable, you would probably have a very tilted poll leaning in the yes position. There has to be a balance to where a single anvil arrow can't come up to a hull C, or for example, let's say an 890 jump and even think about dropping its shield. And while master modes may not make sense on why it's preventing that, it's part of the system that's getting put into place that will take time, a long time, to get properly balanced out so that a soul anvil anvil arrow can't drop a capital ship or, a hammerhead. It shouldn't be able to. It shouldn't even be able to touch the shield. Yeah, it can. And that makes no logical sense. But now we're getting into that phase where and I said this last year, and those that have been longtime viewers of the channel, I said this last year before SitCon. The moment the Squadron 42 crew comes back to Star Citizen, the game we know as Star Citizen will never be the same. No, that's not So the thing is those systems, it doesn't quite work that way. And you can't just add more HP. Because if you add more HP, then that means, even bigger ships, it's... How do I put this? How do I explain this in a proper way? No, I don't want to... I'm not saying that an arrow killing a Hull C is impossible. If a Hull C is crippled, yeah, it should be able to. If it has its shields down, it should do damage to it. But and I'm just using that as an example. An arrow shouldn't be able to bring down anything over large in ship size. So the Hammerhead, a single arrow, or an Aurora MR. An Aurora MR, for fuck's sake, should not be able to solo a Connie. Right, but the thing is shields can't affect ballistics the same way they affect energy weapons. They won't work that way. The part where I think a lot of people are not getting is that the game engine that runs inside Star Citizen doesn't work like every other MMO game engine. All this, like, all the flight control systems, like when you put left, right, you pitch up, pitch down, roll left, roll right, yaw left, yaw right. Like most typical game engines just take that input and fake it to the back control system. In Star Citizen, there's actually wires running from the cockpit area, and it's been like that for a long time, that run from the cockpit area back to the flight control system. And all these systems are linked together. They're not just sitting there floating in, like, flight control systems, flight mode systems. All these systems are integrated into one another. Like, they all talk to each other in given states. And they have to start implementing that. And they, like I said, master modes is not going to be, this is not by any stretch of the imagination. It's final iteration. This is T0. And as they bring more and more systems online, you will see the flight model get more and more and more refined. It's not going to get easier. It's going to get much more complex. Much, much more complex. Like, it will get to the point, like, if you're an arrow shooting at a Polaris for whatever, for example, and the shields are up, ballistics are energy weapon otherwise, you're a gnat on a windscreen at that point. But it's small iterative changes have to occur, and it's going to be annoying for a while. But while they're doing this master modes change, see if there's anything else in the game that might have changed in a way that you liked that you didn't like before. And again, I'm not saying, you are 100% entitled to your opinion and feel about it however you would like. I'm just not a big fan of the whole doom and gloom. It's the end of the game. They're dumbing it down because we don't know 100% what they're doing yet. but your body doing it at this, and again, it's off for now, but once they get the flight model more refined, because if you're in Atmo, you're not going to be able to tricord. That's not the way it works. You will burn up your thrusters. I personally, Kigo, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion, I think they should find a sweet spot for it and lock it in the on position. No, they're not catering to just the miners and the haulers. This change affected us as well. Like, this master modes isn't a change that just affected PvP flight and combat flight. And I'll be honest with you, master modes as a miner sucks ass. As a hauler, it's not as big of an effect, but as someone that mined quite frequently, master modes is a pain in the dick. Again, you have to give them time to tune it in. This is T0. And if you want to know why most of this stuff is probably being hard limited in ways that kind of make it unrealistic, thank the griefers. Pirating in PvP is one thing, but someone just being an asshole to be an asshole is what has made the community outcry enough to get some of these changes implemented that way. What's wrong with the altimeter? It reads from AGL. When I fly my plane is, my altimeter is adjusted for barometric pressure at either AGL from where when I'm taking off, AGL of the airport I'm taking off at, and then it's adjusted for the barometric pressure at the airport I'm landing at. Because you don't want your altimeter to say you're 20 feet off the ground, or you're 20 feet off the ground when you're actually 40 feet off the ground. Give them time to update it. Remember, the entire UI system is getting repolished. Now, the PyPIS system that they implemented, it needs a lot of work. But now we have dedicated teams that work on the UI, that work on the interaction system, that work on flight model, that work on, like, we have the team now that's going to be, you're going to be seeing rapid iteration with this in every single patch as patches come out, because now they have the teams on it. You have to remember, like, pre 3.23, even 3.22, it was like 12 guys sitting in an office in Austin that were doing all the modifications and changes in Star Citizen. I know that's probably a bit of an understatement, but everyone that was working on the squadron team, or a big portion of the squadron team, has now been moved over and assigned to the TU team. The iterations are going to come fast and frequent. Yeah, but you have... Like yes, people are assholes, but if you take away the ways in which they torment people and make it to where it's a fun, enjoyable, like, just to make it, like, I don't know how to respond to that statement. Like, I know how to respond, but I'm trying to figure out the best way to phrase it. I'm going to say the whole dumbing down of the game argument, I don't agree with. Like, we are still way too far out from final phase of the game to say, oh, they're dumbing down the game. They're not. That's not what's happening here. It may appear that way right now because you're seeing an oversimplification of one set of game features. That doesn't mean they're dumbing down the game. That just means that whole system is getting reset back to zero. Yeah, because I'm also pretty sure that when Pyro comes online, that there's probably going to be a heavy set patrols that are around the Pyro jump gate. Oh, I mean, we're discussing, not necessarily arguing. We're just discussing it. I'm sorry if you felt like I was, what's the way to put it? I'm not trying to sound argumentative. I'm simply posing from both sides of it because I'm not a PvPer. But I see both sides of the argument. But I also knew and was well prepared for, like, none of the game that I enjoy right now will probably, the way it looked in 3.2.2 and the way it looks now are vastly different. And when it gets to 1.0 or 4.0, it's still going to be quite different. And even when it gets to 1.0, it will still be a completely more evolved game than what it is now. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is like everyone talked that Starfield was going to be the Star Citizen killer, and then constant loading screen. It is, Starfield is the loading screen simulator. Elite Dangerous, well, nobody knows what the fuck Elite, I don't even think Frontier knows what Elite Dangerous is supposed to be anymore. I'm not saying that you're wrong, Strato. I'm just saying right now it's too early to tell what it's going to be, what master modes is going to turn into. I liked the concept of Starfield. It was just horribly implemented. If I'm being 100% honest. Hell, I bought it, and I bought more CCUs than LTI tokens. Yep, Brotherhood of Steel coin. I'll show you guys a sneak peek of something. It's not done yet. For the certificate of authenticity on them. Oh, there you go, Fire. I'll kind of push these into camera shot. You can kind of see them there. They're in process. I just had to get a couple of these out. Well, once we get into the new production facility, coins will be flying out left and right because I can actually sort everything. My biggest problem right now is I don't have working area. Like, I have all of this set up in like probably a 10-foot by 10-foot room. And I'm trying to do it all out of this one fucking room. Strato, I have all your information in my shipping system. I've just got to generate the labels. I'm just going through making sure I have everything in the packages. Like I said earlier on in the stream, everyone's going to see those start going out the Monday, Tuesday. I'm so far behind schedule on that stuff that it's not even funny. Yeah, I'm hanging shit on the walls. I've started expanding vertically because I can't spread out horizontally anymore. It does. It bugs the ever loving shit out of me that I'm that far behind on Patreon shipments, and I'm gonna make it up to everybody because we only have 2 more shipments before we're at the big final reveal, and everyone gets a box full of 32 fucking coins. That's the other challenge, is trying to work on that stuff without sneaking too much of it out on stream while I work on it. Yeah. Yes. So you're gonna have skill coins for mining, bounty hunting, cargo hauling. Everyone's gonna get the tier 1 of that coin, and then we will set up. This is afterwards, later on down the line. There will be a tier system where you're showing specific accomplishments, and after you complete a specific set of accomplishments, you will get a tier 2 or level 2 coin. And then a level 3 coin, and as they go up, they get more and more ornate. And I can't say anything 100% official yet. There's other big news on the front with licensing. And a whole slew of other stuff that I can't talk about on stream yet, that has been sucking up every minute of my free time. Just trying to prepare for it. But I'm running into that age-old quandary of time and energy to get is limiting how much I can get done, to the point where I almost need an employee. But the problem with me handing it off to an employee is finding an employee I can trust to meet my minimum standards for quality, that's not just going to pound out dribble and send it out the door. Like, you guys should be seeing a post from Equinox today during the event that will, beyond what you've seen so far, is probably got I don't want to say it's the crowning achievement of my works, but it's me taking everything I've learned so far and putting it into somebody else's design to expand on that design. And I'm waiting. Well, let's just say there'll be a reveal video. I'm waiting on Filament to get here for Fire's order. But when one door closes, another one opens. And we can just look at it that way. Every door opens and closes for a reason. We don't always know why at that time, but we usually find out later on down the road. And then but also at the new place, your Asperia goodies are truly one of a kind. I will not be making them that way again because I cut the little tips of my fingers up so many fucking times making them. They'll start shipping out Monday, Renoxus. Oh, don't get me wrong. They were sterilized in an ultrasonic cleaner at like 200 degrees Fahrenheit as part of the final cleaning process. But let's just say there's some gemstones involved, and I'll leave it at that. They just fail, Blueberry. There's nothing she could have done to the power supply that would make it fail. I mean, short of like pouring a Pepsi in it. Huh? Is it an EV? Was it EVGA? I think it was. No, it wasn't EVGA. Who was it? Corsair or somebody recently had a batch of power supplies that were garbage. Yeah, they'll sometimes just get a bad one. There's nothing you could do as an individual that's going to cause a power supply to shit the proverbial bed, short of spilling something in it. So if it's a 750 watt RMS, it's probably actually only about 300 watts. Or, well, 450. What brand? Corsair, 750 watt. I'm going to bet it was an SF 750, yeah? Or was it an RM 750W? Yeah. What's it doing before you say it's toast? Oh, Renoxus, has your keyboard issue popped back up? Nice. See, I know what I'm talking about sometimes. So you probably just had a bad cap. Smell kind of like sweet but bitter. Like it's not an offending smell, but it's not a smell you want to continually smell. Oh shit, I gotta get that out of the thing. Brotherhood of Steel, Stuicus. All right, so I'm gonna put this out here, and feel free to message me on Discord or post it somewhere in the USSA chat. I need an ultrasonic cleaner that doesn't cost a left testicle and that doesn't suck. I have burned up 2 ultrasonic fucking cleaners in 3 months. Stop putting your testicles in them. Oh yeah, take you a nap, y'all. Shit. Between the 150 and like 250 range, I would really like to stay under 250. But the first one I bought had a heater function, and then I messaged the maker of it and told him, "Hey, the heater turns on and never turns the fuck back off until you, like, regardless of what temperature you set, it just it will burn itself up." It damn near caught my house on fire. Then the ultrasonic module decided to explode internally. So even as just an ultrasonic cleaner, it was fucking useless. And then the second one heats up, but it doesn't vibrate. And those were $100 units. About a 1.5 liter. All right, sorry, I'm back. Yeah, I was gonna hop in and play Gray Zone today, but in about 45 minutes ish. Where the hell is my mouse? There it is. Exclamation fortunate son. Well, don't worry. You don't got to be a subscriber to, or you don't got to be awake to win. You just need to be. If you're a subscriber, you get auto claim. Yeah, like that. Thank you, Joker. All right. Let's see how this is gonna look. Oh wow, nice. Is there anyone that's in Phoenix operations Oregon chat? Strato, if you win, I'll let you know. Yeah, it's all good. How many people do I have entered? I could draw it now. Should I draw it now? Do we want to draw it now? Should we draw it now? Let me get this scratch out of this coin, and we'll do the drawing. Hey, Jabba.
One eternity later.
Are you judging me, Vic? Well, no one would blame you if you did. All right. Gonna have to make that path just a little bit wider. Otherwise. I'm surprised no one commented on the humongous Pioneer coin there on the table. Because it's the biggest one to date. Coin. That there is the new extra large blank. Well, that one there, I'm going to be sending. So, 2 are going to be going to Tyler. One of the. One that size. And then that extra large one, which only one exists of. And I'm going to send it to Tyler for him to give away however he sees fit. Or, as everyone else knows him, Xylo. But how about we do that drawing now? Everybody's entered. We got 29 folks entered. Can we get one more? One more, please. Piss off with your freaking GPDR warning. Last warning, any takers? We'll do one more drawing. One more minute. Oh. 2:31, the drawing is over and we'll push the button. If you want to check and make sure you're entered, you can type this into chat. Or not chat, into your, send it as a private message. Smart ass. Actually, nix that. That's a dumb request or dumb message anyway. I'll be taking that out of there because you have to send it to Wisebot in order for it to work. Here we go. Almost time. A few more seconds. Are we going to get hit 30? Yeah, I know you can't store. You're in kick. You send it to Wisebot either way. And, all right, here we go. You're on the winner now. Venmonk. %100% rigged right there. It's been a long time since Venmonk's won any prizes on my stream. It's been a long time since I've done any. But fear not, we have a whole round of Pico No Pico being prepared for my birthday coming up in July. With right around, I want to say about $1,000 in prizes on the board. I'm not going to give them all away, more than likely. But, yeah, they're on there. Maybe even, might even consider putting a Polaris on the board. But anywho's it. Venmonk, you know what to do. Send me a message with your email address in it so I can send you the particulars. But yeah, also in other news, on the once we get into the new place, the laser and the 3D printer will have a dedicated stream on our website that you can tune in. I don't know. Should I do just a stream on our on my website, angrymerch.com, so you can see what's running, or should I do it on Twitch only? Decisions. Just a 24-hour angry stream on all platforms. With It's the Song That Never Ends playing on a constant loop. Should be the last pass on there. And then tomorrow we start a new giveaway. And I'll announce what that is tomorrow. Because I have a few things to give away. We just gave away the Freelancer Miss and the Mirai Pulse starter pack with LTI. So VinMonk has a couple of new LTI tokens in his hangar. And was talking about the new place and all the things that are happening and all the stuffs. And possibilities of maybe having to quit my day job to keep up with demand. Yeah. Not something that's 100% yet, but we're at a point where it's getting on the table. It'll probably, if I do it logically, what I would probably do is have Ezzy cut back on hours where she works. Just to have her start taking over some of the laser production. Yeah. Sure, Von Cody. Are you paying for them? I'll gladly do it if you want to send me over your debit card or credit card number. Just messing with you. But no, we will have, I am intending the move into the new place to have kind of a celebratory stream once we get moved in and settled in and everything's good to go. Let me just write you a check. That thing would probably, if it's anything like my checking account right now, that thing would bounce more than a basketball at a Globetrotters game. I'd have to have a co-signer to get welfare. Jesus. I'm sitting here debating on whether or not I should get a spin casting machine. Hmm. And now I'm sitting here also contemplating the possibility of doing an avocado coin. That doesn't require thought, just action. The thought process is more on the how do I want to make it kind of thing. I got one side down. I just don't know what to put on the other. Doop a doop 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 doo. Oh yeah. Oh, here, I'll throw this on here too, so you can get a real idea for the scale of that coin. So, because I know a lot of folks in chat. There's a good portion of folks that are in chat that are familiar with metric, but a lot of people are stuck on freedom units. So this coin here, the one I'm fixing to drop on the platen, is, let me find my ruler. There's my caliper. Now that it has a battery. So the coin I'm fixing to set on top of those two big Pioneer coins is 1.5 inches in diameter. So the very top Pioneer coin is 1.5. I think the one below it is 2. And the big one is 70. Negative. Send it to me, Myark, in Discord. But now I've got to figure out how I want to do this Phoenix coin. It's going to be interesting. And thanks you guys for hanging out today. Again, apologize for being AFK for a week, but chaos. Hey, MAGA. Martyr coins. We mean martyr coins. I feel like I'm missing something here. MAGA, what do you mean, MAGA Trey, what do you mean martyr coins? Oh, okay. Oh, just sitting here finishing some coins up. Getting ready to start my Friday. Getting ready to do some epoxy inlays. All that good jazz. Waiting for the mailman to get here. I have a bunch of filament arriving. And then the printer is going to be making cases. There you go, fire. That reminds me too. While I'm sitting here, iridescent oxy pigment. Doop-a-doo-doo-doo-doo. Hey, formerly known as Chicken. How goes it? There we go. This is a laser engraver. Do. Let's see here. Yep, just sitting here working on some challenge coins. How about yourself? How are you doing today, formerly known? Chicken, okay. Where I'm from, them are fighting words. But welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Oh, nice. Yeah, I was gonna try and game today, but I'm so freaking far behind on stuff. It's not even funny. It feels weird playing video games when I'm behind on getting stuff done, so that's what I'm doing. You pirate the gold, or did you crack it? If you want to call it a day, babe, tell them you got to go. Just come home, kick your shoes off, put your feet up, and call it a day unless you guys are swamped. Ah, gotcha. Well, just just sit down and kick your feet up and relax until you get busy. Every chance you get, sit down and take the pressure off your feet. We've got to get Ezzy over to a podiatrist. She's dealing with bone spurs on her heels. Let's see. Yeah, that's just from everything being pissed off. Oh, are they? Well, I guess I dodged a bullet there. Trying to find the right color of iridescent mica that I want to use for these coins. Yep, I see it. Oh yeah, that reminds me, my yacht club jersey will be here later this week. Yeah, I just have to remember not to wear it when I'm working on any coins or doing any polishing. Hey, Fire, I just sent you a message in Discord. Ask the other half if she likes that purple blue transition for the mica inlay in the coins. And if she has all right. I kind of figured. I wanted a good, like the picture I sent didn't really show it, but I wanted a good color shift in the coin. So I'm experimenting with some different methods. Hang on. No, get back. You are not coming through the part of the desk that has all the wires dangling from it. I see that ending fucking horribly. All right. All right, so I'm going to ask you another question here. Fire, is it okay if the boxes are a mixture of that red and blue shift and the red and green shift? Okay. Thought so, just wanted to clarify. The person about to ask about board games, I'm not a. I will start wars over Monopoly. I'll send you a link to some. They're fire on the ones I use, that I recommend just because their quality's good. I'll start wars and Monopoly, but what was I saying? Oh yeah. Ezzy would be the person to talk to about board games. So is Rhinoxus. I think Rhinoxus is a bit of a board game fanatic. So many options. Indigo, violet, red, yellow. No. Now the other question, do I want to use a big flake or a small? It'd be Porque los dos. We'll try both. Add to cart. No, yeah, mine constantly. typically constantly running. Von Cody, how's your printer going? Have you got it dialed in yet? I actually need to reach out to Bamboo for the makerspace to see if they want to throw any printers that way for community projects. So here's what I was thinking, chat, and I'll toss it up to you guys, and you guys can give it some thought and chime in when I put the poll up in Patreon. So I've talked about doing the brick supporter wall where you can buy a brass plaque and have it mounted to the brick in the building with your name as a supporter. But I've also thought about when I set up the individual rooms, letting people basically sponsor a room, like the 3D printing room, the laser room, etc. And I just wanted to get some feedback on that, on what people think about that idea. Like basically buying a wing, so to speak. What slicer are you using, Von Cody? Oh, this is later on down the line. It will be a completely different thing there, Von Cody. And I appreciate it. Orca, okay. Yeah, Orca is the slicer that Bamboo uses, and it's an amazing slicer. Welcome back, Von Cody. So Orca is a good slicer. It's the same one that's used on Bamboo printers. So if you do a 20 by 20 calibration print, one of the little calibration cubes, do one of those print. Like, are you having problems with bed adhesion or? Oh, that's an interesting craft herpes. Hang on, I'll show you. Hey, Vic. You want to do the black in your field coins in this material? Okay, Von Cody, just let me know. Victura. Leave it on the job. All right. Well, with that, I've got to get ready for work. So I must bid you adieu. Let me see. Who are we going to raid out to? Yeah. See, is Drew going to be on for a minute? How long has he been streaming?
But the only C1 I have here is the one that I...
Yeah, we'll raid out to
Oh,
Drew.
no, I don't have the loader.
Boo down with
So-
work. Come and play games. Trust me,
I
I
don't
want
know.
to. Believe me.
Well, let's take the C1 down and hope it's on there. Yeah, maybe it's long lag. Maybe. Let's see. The
Hang
cargo
on, someone
be on
wants
here.
to say hi. Forgive my hair. Hang on, hang on.
Go, Marcher. Thank you for the raid, good sir. Did I change raid music? I did on a few things.
Come here.
Welcome everyone from Night Marcher Stream. If you don't know who I am, I'm Drew Hillian. You can call me Drew. I'm a Star Citizen streamer here on Twitch. We're in the process of...
Yeah.
Don't forget...
Here's the wheelie.
Thanks, Fluffy.
Yeah.
We're in the process of selling ore that we refined, and
What are you doing?
SRGG9890. Thank you for the follow.
You smell so nice
it
now that you got a
Surge?
bath.
Trying to figure out how you say that. But yeah, we are in the process of. We had refined some
There's no
ore
food
that
up
we
here.
supposedly transferred into the cargo bay of our ship here,
Yeah.
but for some reason it's not visually showing. So we're hoping that the cargo's there, like in the system, it's recognized.
I'll give
but
you one
it's
of
just
these,
not
even though
physically
Uncle Vic
drawn
said they're not for little
into our ship.
doggos.
So we're about to head out to down to the planet here of Area 18. This is the Crusader C1. This is the one that I was telling you about a while ago that I recommended you
No.
upgrade to
No.
Marcher. This is the C1. The Spirit C1. It's the cargo variant
No.
Spirit ship. Yeah, that's this one.
No. No.
I consider it to be, as far as like the ships that
No.
exist in the game, I think this is how I lost all my money.
No.
The same thing happened to you,
There's
Rack?
a piece of beef jerky
Okay.
sitting on top of the
I'm wondering
microphone.
if I'm going to be a victim of that too. Welcome in, Rack. Good to see you, man. Yeah, I'm wondering if
He hasn't forgot
I'm
about
wondering
it,
if
but
this
he's
is the
side-eyeing it.
same- I'm about to encounter the same
Yeah.
glitch.
Yeah, here you go. Good boy. But anywho, folks,
Rack is another
I'm gonna send you on over to Drew
friend
Hillian.
here on Twitch.
Thank you
part
guys
of
so
the
much
crew
for hanging
that,
out. It's been a wonderful day,
I was
wonderful
doing
weekend.
bounties and
No matter how much you
looting the
try and
spoils
pull it
with
back
last
and get
night,
it to lay
which was
down,
a whole
it just
heck of a lot of fun.
poofs. So,
All right, let's
anyhow,
head to. We need to head down to Arc Core. So if we go to our Moby-Glass and bring up maps. Oh, sorry, Area 18. That's where I want to go to. Area
anywho,
18, which is the kind of like the main
All
capital
right.
city for the Arc Core planet here. That's
from
where-
Ezzy and myself and Willie, thank you guys
So
so
yeah,
much for
yes,
being
yeah,
part of what
so-
makes this community great.
I might have
None of it would be
might be a
possible
battle
without your
between or a
continued
little low for
subscriptions
someone
to the
down here.
Patreon
I agree. I
subscribers.
think
Thank you
you
guys
can-
so much for everything.
You can put in
I
a
greatly
rock,
appreciate it.
You can put in a cyclone, but I think an Ursa is.
See
I want to say the
here.
Ursa's too tall for the Spirit. I think, if I remember correctly.
Remember to smile. It can
That
change
was a lot of
someone's
fun, man.
day.
Yeah, and like you say,
And
Rack,
to
we
be
had a
the
good
difference
amount
you
of-
want to see in the
we
world.
made a good amount of AUEC.
Until next time, 73s,
But for those of you coming in from Night Marcher
and I'll
Ships,
see
don't know what
you
Star Citizen
in the
is.
black.
I want to do
Also, there'll be some cool stuff coming up on Twitter and on Patreon here very shortly. Bye, everybody. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
To happen, but yeah. But yeah, for those of you coming over from Night Marker Stream, if you don't know what Star Citizen, it's a
Did it raid out? There it goes.